MOSFET internal capacitances. For a small signal model, we had not included any capacitances. These models will predict constant amplifier gains which is independent of frequency. However, the gain of every MOSFET amplifier will fall off at some high frequency. Therefore, to predict the results, what we consider is that the MOSFET must be augmented by including some internal capacitances. So visualizing, we basically consider two types of internal capacitances in the MOSFET. The first one being the gate capacitive effect and the second one is the junction capacitances. The gate capacitive effect is obtained because the gate electrode, also called as the polysilicon, forms a parallel plate capacitor with the channel and with the oxide layer serving as the capacitor dielectric. The second one, that is the junction capacitances, is also called as the source body and drain body depletion layer capacitances. That is, the junction capacitances are the capacitances of the reverse bias PN junctions which are formed by the N plus source region and the P substrate, and this is called as the source diffusion. And also we have the N plus drain region and the substrate. This is called as the drain diffusion. So in total, the gate capacitive effect and the junction capacitances effect can be modeled by including the capacitances in the MOSFET model between its four terminals, that is the gate, drain, source and the substrate. So we have 5 capacitances in total, that is CGS, capacitance between the gate and the source, CGD, capacitance between the gate and the drain, CGB, capacitance between the gate and the body, CSB, capacitance between the source and the body, CDB, capacitance between the drain and the body. So each of these subscript will indicate the location of the capacitance in the model. So considering these two capacitive effects separately, let us look into the first one, that is the gate capacitive effect. The gate capacitive effect is modeled by mainly three capacitances, that is CGS, CGD and CGB, and it is determined in the following manner depending upon the operating region. So in the triode region, at a very small value of drain to source voltage, the channel will be of uniform depth and the gate channel capacitance will be equal to WL into COX, and this is divided equally between the source and the drain ends. That is why the value of the gate to source voltage and the gate to drain voltage is equal to half of WL into COX, and this equation will work well even when the VDS value is not small. Now coming to the saturation region. In the saturation region, the channel will have a tapered shape and will be pinched off at or near the drain end. Therefore, the gate capacitance will be equal to 2 by 3 W by L COX, and because the channel is pinched off at the drain, so that is why CGD will be equal to 0. Coming to the cutoff region. In the cutoff region, the channel will completely disappear and therefore the value of CGS and CGD will be equal to 0. But the gate body model capacitance will be present and that value will be equal to WL into COX, which is shown here. In addition to the three different region capacitances, we have a small capacitive component which is called as overlap capacitance, represented as COV. This overlap capacitance should be added to CGS and CGD in all the three regions, that is the triode region, saturation region and the cutoff region, because this capacitance is present from the fact that the source and the drain diffusions extend slightly under the gate oxide, and this equation is given as COV to be equal to W LOV into COX, where LOV corresponds to the overlap length, and typically this value lies between 0.05 to 0.1 L. Before moving on to the junction capacitances, we need to understand what is COX. COX is called as the oxide capacitance or the gate capacitance and is the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor per unit area, which is measured in farad per meter square, and the value and W will be equal to the width of the channel and L will be corresponding to the length of the channel. To compute the value of COX, it is computed as UX by TOX, where UX is the permittivity of the silicon dioxide and this value is equal to 3.45 into 10 to the power minus 11 farad per meter, and oxide thickness TOX is determined by the process technology used to fabricate the MOSFET. Usually we represent these capacitances that we have just seen earlier in terms of femtofarad, that is in terms of 10 to the power minus 15 farad. Next is the junction capacitance, and this junction capacitance is the depletion layer capacitance of the two reverse bias PN junctions which is formed between each of the source and the drain diffusions. The source body capacitance is represented by CSB, which is denoted by this particular equation, where CSB 0 is the value of CSB at 0 body source bias and VSB corresponds to the magnitude of the reverse bias voltage, and V0 is the junction built-in voltage which lies between 0.6 to 0.8. Next is the drain body capacitance, that is CDB, and this is computed as CDB 0 square root of 1 plus VDB divided by V0. If you look at these equations have a lot of similarity except that we have considered, that is the 0 reverse bias voltage. Rest of the parameters remain the same, and the grading coefficient m is equal to half in this particular case. That is why we have considered the square root or the denominator of the equation. So using these parameters, let us solve a numerical. So the numerical says that for a n channel MOSFET with the thickness of 10 nanometer, length of 1 micrometer, width of 10 micrometer and overlap length of 0.05 micrometer, CSB 0, CDB 0 to be equal to 10 femtofarad, V0 to be equal to 0.6, VSB to be equal to 1 volt, VDS to be equal to 2 volts. We need to compute all the capacitances when the transistors is operating in the saturation region. So when the transistor is operating in the saturation region, from the design that we have seen, we have to use this particular equation for CGS that we want to compute. So first we will start with computation of COX, that is because the equations for CGS and CGD requires the value of computing the oxide capacitance. EOX, that is permittivity, is 3.45 into 10 to the power minus 11 farad per meter, and COX will be equal to 3.45 femtofarad per micrometer, the micrometer square. COV is equal to WLOB into COX, and that gives us a value of 1.725 femtofarad. Now why we have computed COV is because one thing is, it has been asked in the question. Moreover, this capacitance has to be added to CGS and CGD. So when we compute the value of CGS and CGD, we also need to add this value of COV. So CGS value is equal to 2 by 3 WL COX in the saturation region, and we have added COV here. So substitute all the parameter values and you get the value of CGS to be equal to 24.7 femtofarad. Kindly be careful in denoting the femtofarad. Femtofarad is represented in terms of small f and then capital F. Now in the saturation region, CGD is equal to 0. If you can see that particular slide, CGD value in the saturation region is 0. But since we need to compute the overlap capacitance, CGD will be equal to 0 plus COV, so that is why it will be equal to 1.725 femtofarad. Next is we need to compute CSB. So CSB is equal to CSB 0 square root divided by square root of 1 plus VSB by V0. This value is equal to 10 femto divided by square root of 1 plus 1 by 0.6, which gives us a value of 6.13 femtofarad. Coming to the CDB, similar to CdB0. This will give us a value of 4.8 femtofarad. When we compute CSB and CDB, we need to be careful because here we are not considering the overlap capacitance value. It's only when we compute the gate capacitive effects, the overlap capacitance has to be added.